Hi everyone and welcome back to my garage. I'm Charlie, I am the motorcycle rescuer. So yes, welcome back. One thing I've wanted to do for ages is this DNA has been sitting in the corner, driving me nuts. Jake started stripping it for parts, but we need to do it properly and more. The front shocks need to come off, they're worth a fair few pounds. Rear shock, engine, wheels, etc. So I'm going to start buzzing away and getting this taken apart. I don't know if Jake had any issues with any of it, I don't know why he stopped. But my aim today is to lose anything extra. And the frame, we have no logbook or anything attached to the frame that can go to the nearest scrapyard. But other than that, yeah, I want to get it all stripped and ready for sale. I mean, we've got an engine, a back wheel, an exhaust here. So that's worth 150 quid, 200 quid possibly. Front wheel can go with it, etc. Or I may just get all the parts, dump them in a pile, chuck it on Facebook Marketplace and see who wants to buy it. Shocks alone go for a fair amount of money, guys. So yeah, I'm going to do a little bit of stripping on this bike so that we can get down to some sellable parts basically. So the engine drop is fairly straightforward. You'll have an engine mount. This one will be down here, that bolt there. You undo that bolt, you'll punch it through, you've lost the front of the engine. Rear is just the shock. Then you'll have an engine with a wheel and a loose frame kind of kicking about on its own, if that makes sense. Wiring, unplug the wiring as best as you can. It's so much easier for someone when they're rebuilding, guys. Lots of companies just cut through all of this and it's a right pain in the arse and unnecessary. So yes, I'm going to pop all of the wiring off as best as I can, and then we're going to have in a minute an engine separate to a frame. Forks and front wheel off with speedo cable attached. Just giving them a basic polish just so we can see the condition they're in. They're in overall good condition, they're straight, they've got no major pitting. So overall they're good. Rest of the frame is there. It's not that much left on the frame I want, if I'm being honest. I will sort out the brakes. The rear shock doesn't even look great, but I think they're worth a few pounds. Probably the fuel tank, possibly the radiator. I'm just going to keep going, guys, and take bits off for now. Just bits that I think will be worth anything, really. This is what winds me up at the moment. I just took these covers off to give them a couple of clear coats, and it starts raining immediately. It's bloody annoying. Can't get anything done on that ZL at the moment. Radiator's off. I don't know what that's worth. I'll check eBay. We've done that already. Engine's kicking about. I think I must have the side panel somewhere. I'll find that. I'll chuck it on. Yeah, and then that's done. Yeah, I just wanted to put some extra coats of clear on the side panels over there so that it's good to go and it's got a bit of protection on it. But ultimately, a lot of this bike, in the end, I'm going to almost take back off and put a couple of clear coats on again, if that makes sense, nearing the end. And I may get some matte clear for some of this stuff. Now, I know this paint is super solid, but I think the matte clear just wouldn't hurt. I think it just adds an extra touch of protection, something like that. I hated having the bike sitting over in the corner, but now I hate having the parts. Anyway, I'll get some adverts up, get some of this stuff gone. If anyone needs any of these parts, let me know. You can have them pretty cheap. I just want them out of the garage, if I'm being honest. So if anyone wants to buy a bulk lot or anything, can pop down to Islington, let me know. Engines go for 150 without the exhaust, without the wheel, without everything else. So I'll sell that for 150 as it is. Front forks you cannot find anywhere in the world. They can go anything from 300 up. Fuel tank, radiator, etc. I've actually got the full panel set in there somewhere as well. So if anyone wants to buy a bulk lot who do sell these things on, let me know. It'd be easier for me anyway. This weather, guys. What are we, April, May? This weather's shocking. Harley's over there. I got an old mate coming today, someone I've been friends with for a very long time. He's due. Hopefully the weather doesn't ruin everything. Yeah, so I want to get the exhaust done on that, but of course it needs to be a bit drier than this. So I'm going to wait a little bit, hopefully it settles down. And then, yeah, the ideal would be to get that exhaust buttoned and the centerpiece sealed. So that, you know, we're on our way. Side casings I took, they're inside drying a touch. The ideal would have been to get new side casings, but you couldn't find them anywhere in the world, which is a shame. Alright, let's hope this dies down a bit and then we'll carry on. We've got many bits and pieces to do, so we may as well get on with it. The ER5 over there, and that's ER5. I think it needs a CDI. You're going to see some of the footage. My hypothesis now is that the CDI has been intermittent for a little while and now it's gone. I didn't think the CDI directly affected spark, and then I thought actually of course it does. You know, the spark system goes through the CDI, that's how it gets its spark timing. It completely makes sense. It's been intermittent for a while. I tried two status yesterday, one worked from originally and one might have or might not have, but basically we had no spark, so we need to I think a CDI, but they're not cheap, guys. Second-hand ones that we don't know the condition, 70, 80, 90 quid, 130 quids from Germany. You can buy aftermarket decent ones, 300 quid. It's crazy money for what it is, guys. Okay, now I know it looks terrible, the bike on its side, but this is a dry bike, no oils, no fuels, nothing inside. So leaning it over is fine at this stage. This is the part we're looking at. Let me take you off the stand. But we're looking at this here. Now somebody has done this repair before. This is the repair I'm doing. But I don't know if I should go over this or take this off. What's going to be stronger? Because it's close, guys. We just need to kind of close up the gap. This feels really thin and all. It feels like they've used tin foil. Oh, I don't know what's best. I think I'm going to wrap over the top with my wrap. And yeah, lots of gum all around here. Then my wrap over the top. And then back together. I think this was one of them gum wraps originally. I don't know why. I don't know where this tin foil came from. I don't know what that achieves. Maybe it heats it up quicker or something. Or I do take all this crap off and I do my one properly from the beginning. I don't really know what the answer is, guys, if I'm being honest, at this stage. I feel like this kind of holds some of its integrity. And we might be, yeah, look, all this crap just peels off. I think I'll get it kind of, yeah, look, in fact, right, yeah, so I've peeled all of that crap off now. Alright, I'm going to do that on both sides, and then we have a fresh start. Then we're only really looking at this joint here, funny enough. It's just this joint here. That's kind of more manageable. I'll have to cut down my piece quite a lot. I mean, I'm going to go pretty much all the way across. Start it here, go all the way across, wrap it. Lots of gum underneath, and then some clips on the edges. That should seal it basically permanently. There's no reason why it wouldn't. Alright, great, I'm going to get on to that. So this is what I bought. It needs trimming down. It'll need trimming on both sides. One annoyance for me is why it only ever used one clip. It should have three, I think, but or even just two on the outsides. So I need to trim it down a touch on both sides using shears. and then obviously plenty gum around here, and then put this on, tighten it up. I want to get 3 cable ties. I want to get 3 Jubilee clips around this one so that it's solid. This needs to be it. It needs to be stable and done for long term, and I think this will do a great job. So yeah, let's get this on, let's get it trimmed, let's get this sealed. Then I'm going to be messing with the wrap, putting it back to single wrap. I'm going to just change it from here, single wrap, to the top, so it's done and dusted. The exhaust is good to go. So I'm going to make a couple from this. I'm going to make kind of a bottom one, a base one, and then I'm going to put the main bridge across the top, so that one's going to be cut quite thin. So this one's going to be as wide as I can get it on there. That one's going to be cut quite thin, just to give it a little bit of extra security. And I'll be using 2 separate clips for this one. So trim it down both sides. I want this one to be on quite tight. I need to check that it goes around as well. And then, like I said, gummed down quite tough. And then I'm going to use that one to go over the top and really secure it. So we're going to have double whammy, and then over the top of that, plenty gum and some exhaust wrap, just to give it that final piece of protection. That will be a fully sealed, functioning exhaust by the end. Bloody rain's back, guys. There's the first one. Okay, so that's almost like a starting one. I'm going to pull that across a bit and get that down, and then I'm going to put a strengthening one across the top of that. I'm going to put lots of gum within that slot there as well, so we've got it, you know, every chance of it succeeding. So that's the full repair, guys. Modern gum, it's kind of like an expanding thing. The old gum wasn't like that, but what you got to do is give it a bit of heat. So I'm going to put the blowtorch on it very gently to expand it, and then it will set. Don't go too nuts if you're blowtorching it, or if you're running your engine, guys. Don't go too nuts. You just because you don't want it to overly expand. You want it to expand a touch, and then it cools down and it sets solid. But basically that's how you end up with a fully sealed system. That will now be a fully sealed system. So I can pop this bike up onto its stand and start doing the wrap properly. The wrap actually don't look too bad, but it will just look a bit better being done properly. So a bit of heat on that joint to expand the gum, get the wrap done properly, and then we're at a much nicer stage now in this system where we can start kind of putting bits back together gently. Alright everyone, that's it for today. Don't know what day this is, maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We're wrapped up, we got a fair amount done. It doesn't feel like it, but the exhaust stuff and stuff like that, it really takes a lot of time. It's really quite fine work. So I got a lot done. Also, stripping down that DNA takes a long time. But I'm off now to see Danny DT Essex YouTube, and I'm going to be picking up a moped for Warren.